What are you trying to be silly?
I'm just dancing. I'm excited. We haven't done a show in 2 weeks.
It's kind of freaky in my head like this.
And that just looks weird. Hello, everybody.
What is happening, everybody? It's Sunday, which means it's Sunday Live Haul. We were not here last week, so it kind of feels like we haven't seen any of you guys in the chat forever.
Because we haven't. And
true.
Look, Sandra, Wicked Reseller, has not been in the chat several times lately because she has a life. So we haven't seen Sandra for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And Candace we haven't seen for a while. And I see a couple people in here that we haven't seen in a little bit. So
and Liz gets a participation prize for
yes. She gets an award.
I mean, it helps that she gets a personal reminder from us, and we basically beg her to come watch and hang out with us, and then she does come. So we appreciate it, Liz. Anyway, what's happening, everybody? We're happy to be here. We've got some cool stuff to share with you. I don't know what's been going on. I feel like let's just get it out of the way at the top of the show. I feel like I know for us, our sales have been struggling a little bit, considering. Yes. I think what part of it is that it's actually been a pretty good year with the lockdowns and everything. There's a lot of fear going into that. And then people did have some more disposable income, it seemed, and they were staying at home and not spending money going out all the time. And so we actually had between the two of us, had great sales over the last year. And then September was a great month.
September was my best month year to date. This has been my best year to date.
Yeah.
Up a good 25 to 30% over last year. I did not have a slow summer season at all.
No,
there was no summer slowdown. And then October hit, and for me, and I know that's I've talked to several people. It's happened to a lot of people, not everyone. And again, these things are never everyone because everybody sells different things. But October hit, and my sales went in the toilet.
Mm-hmm. Now, I feel like there's multiple reasons. I mean, I know that like eBay's doing some stuff with the item specifics, and it feels like they're doing a lot of changes in the background. And it's hard to say because, of course, it's anecdotal, our experience with it, but talking to other people as well. But then we have plenty of other friends who are killing it. So who knows? I know that for me, the last couple of weeks, the majority, like probably 80% of my sales have been from offers to buyers as opposed to organic. Somebody just comes along, does a search, finds my listing, and either makes an offer or just buys it outright.
Yeah.
Maybe that's been the same for you.
The same.
But then my Etsy has also gone down a lot. Like maybe about 2 weeks ago, a week or two ago, my Etsy 30-day total was over 3,000, which is where I like it. And today it's at 2,000. So my sales have drastically dropped on Etsy as well. Still doing fine, but I think we just like to acknowledge that there's stuff going on, that maybe some people's sales are hurting. Part of it could also just be because it is like a kind of crazy election season. And I think there are a lot of people that are
that's not opening up the chat for political comments. Please keep them to yourself. We all have opinions.
Anyway, but the point is that a lot of people are paying attention to other things. A lot of people might have anxiety about things, issues around.
So like Deb says, election jitters. I mean, I think there's still a lot of unemployment happening in this country. So it's, it is what it is. It's I honestly cannot remember if 4 years ago at this time, sales were crappy the couple weeks before election. I really don't remember. I usually can remember year to year, but I can't remember 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. I can't.
And the reality is they're depending on everything that happens for a lot of people who are still on unemployment. We're in Nevada, in Vegas, where a lot of people that we know still are having to rely on at least some unemployment and can't work. And a lot of that's potentially going to be come to an end, at the end of the year. And so, and maybe there'll be something else to help them out, once that comes to an end. But if you don't know and you aren't sure, what your financial situation is going to be like in a few months.
And there's a lot of people. I think Nevada may be the state with the highest rate of unemployment right now. It's one up, if not the highest state, just because so many people work in the hospitality industry in Nevada, and we are still primarily closed for entertainment purposes. The casinos are sure open. They'll take your money. Feed those slot machines and table games, but
it's a lot quieter.
There are still no shows, no real live music, no concerts, no venues, no sporting events, all that kind of stuff. So that brings a huge amount of people into our city, but it also employs a lot of the people that live in the city. Yeah. So you know, and I say talking about Nevada like Las Vegas is all there is in Nevada. It's not, but 80% of Nevada is unpopulated. So it's almost all desert, with the exception of this Las Vegas proper area and Reno and a couple little towns. But the state itself is mainly the hub is like right here.
Yeah. But we did want to talk about it a little bit just because, you know, for us, like right now, we're doing okay. And so even though it can give us anxiety if sales aren't as great as they normally are, like we're not desperate at the moment, but we understand because like within a couple of years, just a few years ago, we were both in financial situations where, you know, having a bad few weeks could be devastating or just make us panic. And so we totally get that, like for some of you, if you're kind of hitting some rough spots right now, it can feel really panicky and scary. And so we understand that. And we also understand that it's like when your sales aren't great, it's really hard to stay motivated. Like when your sales are popping, you're like, yeah, I'm going to go list some more stuff. This is awesome. I love my job. I'm going to go buy some more stuff and I'm going to list it. And you kind of get into like a really fun, excited groove. But when you have like 0 sales days, sometimes
lots of 0 sales days,
it can be really hard to be like, I'm going to bust out 30 listings today. Like,
yeah, I mean, I have 3,200 listings and I'm now on 5, 6 platforms. I don't know. I lost track, but to go and have 0 sales days or to sell 1 thing or 2 things, it's really disheartening. And to have it happen several days in a row in the same week. So anyway, enough of the doom and gloom. Anyway, I just want to say, like, I think it's reality. I would like to see, you know, I'm hoping that after this week that stuff comes back to normal. I have a feeling that we're not going to have any election results for quite a while. So I think that we're going to be, you know, I think the country will be on a bit of unrest for the next week or 2 at minimum. Yeah. So here's hoping that does not affect online sales and we can still business as usual.
The way I see it though, just for a little positive side of things, is when sales are slow, I see like get a bunch of stuff listed if you have it, like work on those death piles. You have less time that you have to be working on shipping, build up your inventory, because when it does hit, you'll have more stuff for people to buy, more stuff for people to shop from. So it's all going to be good, but we get it, guys. We get it.
Yeah. So Dana has said in the entertainment industry here, and I've heard the same thing, not just from Dana, but all of the entertainment directors from the major hotels and casinos here in town have all been let go because there will be no entertainment in Las Vegas for the foreseeable future. At minimum, till the end of the year, they're talking about through the end of first quarter minimum next year. So, you know, people that have been booking these huge shows, the Cirque shows and all that kind of stuff, all those people are still out of work. And now the people that were in salaried positions for years and years are also out of work because there is no work for them.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway.
All right, you want to go ahead and look at numbers. So we break up our Sunday show into 3 parts. The first part, we look at our gross numbers for the last week and kind of some of the costs that went into those and fees and stuff like that, kind of break it down for you guys. You can get kind of an idea of how our businesses are going. Middle half of the show, we look at some of our sales highlights for the last week. We threw in a couple from the week before that because we didn't have a show last week. We had some cool stuff that we sold over the last couple of weeks. And then the last part is when we do our haul, some new stuff that has come into our inventory, or you know, maybe we're getting ready to list or photograph or whatever, but new stuff that we've gotten in the last week or so. We'll show you that. And I feel like we've got some cool stuff. I do have my hair fans in the chat. I have to acknowledge.
Sorry. Thank you. Everybody always likes my hair when it gets this weird faded out color.
It's like cotton candy.
Yeah. If it wasn't so dry, once it gets to this point, I would let it stay this way. But this is what it looks like when it's all faded. So
But Vicki's got a nice mixture of hard goods and clothing, and I have a wide variety of t-shirts to show you.
A wide variety of t-shirts. I know. I do have a little bit of a mixture. So thanks for sticking with us. You know, one thing Katy has not done, or at least hasn't done on this show, now that we're down to 1 show a week, and now that it's getting dark earlier and the clocks have been changed and all that stuff, I can envision us doing some Friday night late shows here and there over the winter again, because we get bored. Mayhaps it could happen. We might do some Wednesday shows now that things have started to slow down a little bit.
Maybe a Friday night with some booze.
But I wanted to let you guys know, in case we have some new viewers, and I do think I saw a few people in the chat that are new. This is Katy.
That's me.
I'm Vikki.
That's her.
We live in Las Vegas, and this is our channel, and welcome.
Yeah. welcome. Or as every single person now says, welcome in.
Welcome in.
It still drives me crazy.
Yeah, it's true. But we miss you guys. And Sunday is our favorite show. And we do the show because it's our only show now, but it was our favorite show all along, even more. So yeah, just to let you guys know that we miss you. And when we don't have a show, we miss talking to you guys too. So, and we do help run the Boss Facebook group. The link is down below. If you are not in our Facebook group, you should be, because it is the best Facebook group in town. We've got a couple of our mods in the chat are also admins in the Facebook group with us. And that's it. We'd love to have you guys in there. So you don't have to be a big time seller. You don't have to be, you can be a new seller, an old seller, somewhere in between, a part-time seller, a full-time seller, doesn't matter. We try to keep our Facebook group very upbeat, encouraging. We do teach eBay's best practices, and we don't allow bitching just to bitch.
Yeah.
We don't allow it. There's enough of that in this world. Negativity breeds negativity. If you've watched us at all for a while, you happen to be in our group, then you already know that that's kind of how we roll. Like, if you've got something good to say, great. If you've got something crappy to say, let's follow it up with how can I fix it.
So I do want to give a shout out because I see we haven't seen Jacob in here in a while. We've missed a couple of shows recently. But,
it's true.
And
Jacob,
plus,
you're gonna like this show, I think.
He also has a personal aversion to welcome in. So yeah, you're basically my favorite person. I'm too nice, but when I do go into a store and they say welcome in, internally I'm smiling, but internally I'm going like that.
Yeah, so Ellendale, also in Las Vegas, also lost my job. So I'm sorry to hear about that. You know, it's a lot of us are, you know, I'm grateful that this is what I do full time. If I had a job and lived in Las Vegas and happened to be here because of the entertainment part of that, of where we live, I don't know where I'd be right now. So
we're really lucky.
I've said it from the very beginning. We're very fortunate that we do what we do, and we've already have established businesses.
I have to say, before we go into the next part, I have to say, I know there's been at least a few people that I've heard of that because they lost their jobs, it kind of forced them into taking, like really buckling down and building their online business. So I'm really hoping that what's going to end up coming out of this, what's positive, is some people are able to make this a full-time thing for them going forward. Because sometimes it's like it is being forced into it that ends up making you succeed.
I was forced into it. I was a part-time seller for many, many years. Some of you know this. I was a mortgage broker for a long time. And when the mortgage business shit the bed in 2008, I hung on for another 6 months or so. And then I went full-time, and I was already doing this part-time, and I went, well, I guess I can go full-time. And I went back to school, and I said, I need to make this income work so I can go back to school and not have to get a job. And I did. And that's where I've been since 2008.
Yeah.
Now, 2009. I've been full-time since 2009. And
that was me, 2015. All right, let's look at our numbers. We're going to go ahead and share the screen here, and we will start with Moa here. Okay, so as we always say, at any time you can go look at either of our eBay stores and our Etsy stores and see what our solds are, our actual solds are, and stuff like that. But I had 22 eBay orders this last week. This goes from last Sunday to yesterday. 3 Etsy orders, 1 Instagram, 8 between Grailed and Mercari, for a total of 34 outgoing orders. My eBay gross sales actually were okay. But again, it really was almost entirely offers to buyers. Like, I had to really work and push for those sales to happen. $1,989.42. My Etsy gross sales real low, $237.72. Instagram, I just had one sale in there, $100. Grailed Mercari, it was funny because I had 4 sales on each of those, and they each totaled $196. So $392.
That's weird.
I know. And then my total gross sales, $2,719.14. So it's okay, but it's just not fourth quarter levels, really. I want to be hitting at least 3,000. $182.58 for shipping. You can see the breakdown of all the fees there. My cost of goods, of course, tend to be a little on the higher side, $555. So my net total sales for the last week, I really want to be minimum 2,000. So $1,672.61. My gross average sale price before all the costs, $79.97. So I'm happy with that. I don't ever want to go lower than 70. For me, and my net average sale price, $49.19. So it was okay this last week. I'm not super stoked about it. I hope that Etsy.
That's not a great fourth quarter week.
No, it's not. Not for my business and how I have it set up and what my numbers normally look like. All right, let's go ahead and look at yours.
Mine was not a great fourth quarter week either. And like Katy, most of my sales from eBay, I generally do not have a week under $3,000 on eBay. And most of my sales from eBay came from offers to watchers. So I had 32 eBay sales, 8 on Etsy, which was very good for Etsy, 12 on Poshmark, which is really good for Poshmark. I have been doing very well on Poshmark for me. 7 between Mercari. What did I have? I had 2 sales on Instagram, 2 sales on Facebook Marketplace.
What?
I know, right? And 3 sales on Mercari.
Nice.
So Instagram sales and Facebook Marketplace have 0 fees. So I was pretty excited about that. So I had 59 total sales, 1627 on eBay.
Which is terrible for you.
Terrible for me. Etsy's fine. 676 for Etsy is fine. 574 on Poshmark. That's very good as well. Mercari, Instagram, and Facebook Marketplace combined 341. My total sales 3218. So Etsy, Poshmark, Mercari, all that stuff, those are all good. I should have had at least 3,000 on eBay as well. So this should have been easily a $4,500 to $5,000 week had my sales on eBay been where they should be and where they have been.
Right.
In any case, shipping 304, eBay fees 196.75, Etsy fees 57.50. Poshmark fees $114.80, Mercari fees $46.43. I don't know if you actually had that correct because
it basically just
added fees onto my other things.
Sorry.
So that was why I had it separated. So actually it's a little lower than that. So my total cost $719, cost of goods $283, total net sales $2216. I like to have that around 3,000 net. $54 and change gross average sale price, and my net average sale price $37 and change. Not horrible, but not where it should be right now.
Yeah.
So right. Here we go.
Here we go. Here we go. So basically, how we feel about this last week is meh. Meh. I think you've taken a bigger hit because it really is. eBay's just really been slow. Because week before last, the last show that we did, you were like more than double. Your eBay numbers.
It's depressing.
Yeah.
It's depressing. And I've been super whiny and bitter about it. I'm not going to lie. Super whiny and bitter. So, sure. I mean, because I've been working really hard and I've had some great stuff listed and I'm working my butt off getting stuff listed and doing some really big buys, and to not see it starting to pay off is really, really frustrating. Yeah.
That's the nature of what we do and our businesses.
So it's a good thing that I've had a very good year to date, or else I would be real mad.
Well, and it also just shows like a few years ago, either one of us were completely 100% dependent on our eBay sales. And so now it's like, even when you have a terrible week on eBay, at least those other platforms can at least bring you up to good enough.
Yeah. So that's the thing, honestly. And this is something else, if you're new to our channel, we do talk about this a lot, and I'm going to mention it again, is list perfectly. If you are not cross-posting to other platforms, what the hell is wrong with you? First of all, list perfectly is super affordable to do so. It makes it much easier to do so. I am on all of these other platforms exclusively because of List Perfectly. I was on Etsy before, but I wasn't putting everything on Etsy, and then I'd have to manually cross post it. It was a pain, and I would actually pay Dana to manually cross post, X number of items for me a week. And it's a pain. It was expensive, and it took a long time because you'd have to save the photos and you copy and paste. It was a pain in the balls, really. So now I use List Perfectly. I've been using List Perfectly for well over a year. I think I joined in April of 2019. So I'm about a year and a half in with List Perfectly. As a matter of fact, I was their number 77 subscriber. And I don't think they started with 0. So I have been using them for a year and a half, and I've added all of these other platforms, and I've added well over 30% to my bottom line by adding these other platforms. Yeah. So if you are thinking about List Perfectly, if you'd like to join List Perfectly, there is a code down below, LVPinkPeacock 77. That gives you 30% off your first month. I definitely suggest trying it. It is a month-to-month platform. But also, if you have questions about it, feel free to ask us in our group, and we're happy to tell you. So
yeah, for sure. For sure.
And yes, they are, and it is an affiliate link, but that does say that below.
Yeah. So let's see real quick, and we're going to get into our stuff here. Kimberly is asking about the item specifics. She did some fixed her item specifics a few weeks ago, and now she has 400 to do over again. I haven't done mine yet. I don't have a crazy amount to do. Mine's like, and we're talking about the required. Was it required soon?
So we're going to talk about it first. First of all, you have until February to do it. We're going to talk about it real briefly because our show is very long to begin with. So it's not required to be done until February. So you can do a little bit at a time. The required item specifics, first of all, recommended, frickin' ignore them. You don't need to fill them in. You don't need to complete the little blue circle. Everybody thinks you need to complete the circle or your shit's not found. There is a lot of misinformation out on the internet that is absolutely not true. I have now sat in 2 upfronts with eBay, one of them just the other night with Harry Temkin, who is the head of product development, and was the one that told us that you do not have to fill in that blue circle. Fill it in to the best of your ability. If things do not apply, leave them blank. Don't make shit up. Don't put NA. Do not put does not apply. Just fill in the ones that are required.
Yep.
And yes, some of the required ones are stupid too. But there is a much smaller portion of the ones that say required that you need to fill in. I started out with 800. I have about 140 of them left.
Yeah.
Ignore the recommended, please. It's going to drive you crazy. When you're relisting stuff or when you're filling stuff out, sure, fill in as much as you possibly can. That's the point of having item specifics. But it is not required. You do not have to fill in the little blue circle. A lot of times it's not going to be possible to fill it in.
Yeah.
The big thing to take away from this is don't make shit up. Fill in stuff from the drop down. Don't put NA. Don't make up things. Fill in with what they have there. If it's not perfect, pick the closest and go with it. And that's it.
That's it. Done. But I have to answer the question. I haven't even started because I know I have till February, and I don't have a crazy amount. And it is relatively easy to do with the way they have it set up now, where it's like the pop-up thing, and you don't have to like deal with everything. But Timothy.
Yes.
Timothy
also,
says,
I'm sorry. Martha says, also, when you're filling those out, check off the box. Do not ask me again. And then it will not pop up as needing to be done again. You won't be looking at the number all the time. So yes, that too.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Jacob is having nightmares about the blue circle. So
seriously.
Okay. So now let's go ahead and look at our sales highlights for the week. Like I said, you can go anytime to our solds and look for yourself for all the stuff that's boring and that we didn't choose to highlight here. But these are just the ones that we thought were cool or had something to say about. So what do you got? What's your first one here?
So this is a really fun vintage brocade robe smoking jacket. It's really beautiful. It's very nicely made. This is something that I got from my List Perfectly Girls. I got from the Clothing Vault, their previous store. So this sold for a best offer of $95, not the $107 you see there. It's a really, really nice jacket. And it did not have the belt. It has belt loops. It didn't have the belt. I had this gold rope, kind of probably a curtain tie back. That kind of went with it. And my buyer actually really liked it. He's like, I really like that idea. So he sent me a message. Anyway, so sold for $95. It's beautiful. It's really heavy and thick satin. It's really nice. It's fancy.
Yeah. Yeah. And I like Kimberly's don't be a dick item specifics.
Seriously.
All right. Next one, this is mine. So also from our big Clothing Vault clean out is this awesome Harley Davidson 3D emblem that I showed you guys when we did our little haul from there. This 3D emblem shirts are the ones that are definitely the more popular of the vintage Harley t-shirts. This one's not super exciting, but I really liked it specifically because it's one from Oregon, and of course Oregon is where I am from. Mm-hmm. But this is just a cool 80s Harley Davidson 3D emblem from Salem, Oregon, which was the big city when I was a kid. And so I actually took an offer for $125, which I was happy to take.
Yeah, this one doesn't have one of those fantastic graphics on the front of it.
Right. But it's really cool. It's like you can see it's just totally beat up and worn and
super
faded
thin.
And so I was happy to take that offer for sure. But anytime you see 3D emblem, they're not all going to sell for a ton. But some of them sell for better than others, but if you can, grab them. So
seriously. Oh, by the way, guys, you should know that we are completely coffeed up. We stopped at Dutch Brothers right before the show. So
yeah, Vikki was like, because the first is when they give out stickers. They have a new sticker every month. And Vikki was like, we were going to go this morning, and then she yelled up just before the show, and she's like, we forgot to go to Dutch Brothers. Let's go now. And so I was like, okay. And now I'm like, I think I might regret it. So,
Yeah.
because I'm still in bed early today.
I was just realizing Katie's going to Torgum tomorrow, so she's going to get up at 3:30 in the morning she's going to get up at 3 in the morning to leave at 3:30.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck trying to go to sleep after that.
No, I'll be fine. It doesn't keep me up, but she's probably going to be kept up. All right, what do you got here? What's this creepy shit going on right now?
So I showed this actually on our last show 2 weeks ago. It took me about a week to get her listed. I think I paid $15. I did pay up for this doll a little bit. Most modern dolls are not worth picking up, but this one is semi vintage. She was like from like 1999 or something. So I guess vintage, but not the usual type of vintage doll I pick up. But I could tell she was an artist doll, and all I had to do was brush her hair, put her hair in her little pigtails. She was listed less than a week. I would have gotten a lot more for her if she didn't have some damage on her. If you scroll to the last couple of pictures, she actually had somebody had sat her in something wet, I guess. So like the cloth where her butt was stained, and it has some kind of watermark on it. It looked like she peed her pants. And she had some streaks on the back of her legs that I couldn't get out easily. But I think I probably could have gotten another $30 or $40 for her. So keep in mind that particular brand or that artist doll is pretty good. So she sold for the price you see there, $100. I did charge shipping because she is big. It's probably going to cost a little bit more than that $10, but I usually charge some kind of shipping.
Yeah.
I think I paid $15.
Okay. All right. Next one is this Waylon Jennings t-shirt. I got this at the Melrose Trading Post, which is the flea market we went to in LA that happens on Sundays. I think it just opened again recently after being closed during COVID. But this is there's one particular booth there that's really big. They have tons and tons of stuff in there. I got a few things, and this was one of them. And the lady there did that thing where, you're trying to buy something, and then they feel like they need to tell you how good the item is that you're buying.
Oh, yeah.
Which is annoying, but whatever.
Really? That's vintage? I didn't know. My sister likes this band.
No, it's not that, but it's just like I don't need to be talked into it. I know what stuff's worth, because she was charging $40 for it, which I paid $40 for it because I knew it was worth paying $40 for. But anyway, so it actually sold pretty quickly. I don't even think I had it listed for more than a couple of days, but somebody made an offer for $160, and I was like, I priced my stuff up high to be able to do a 30% off sale, but also to leave room for offers. So I know what my bottom number is.
Mm-hmm.
And if somebody offers anything above that or at that, I automatically accept it. I don't bother trying to bargain with them because I already know it's what I want. So sold it for $160. The person that bought it was really excited about it. So it was a really easy, quick sale for me. So
Listen, welcome in. Let me tell you about how great this item is. Seriously. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Rude.
For sure. I got that from you, I never used to say that. That's such a California thing, and she says it, and I got it from her.
For sure.
I say wicked.
Yeah.
That's the opposite of for sure, I think.
All right, go ahead.
So because my sales have been so crappy lately, I don't have anything super exciting to show you. This actually sold on a best offer for $85. I've had it for probably almost a year, maybe even longer. I didn't pay much for it. This is somewhere I know I paid less than $10 for it. I think I maybe paid $5 at a garage sale if I'm remembering properly, but over a year, forget it. I can usually remember.
I have to say though, when I've had something for over a year and somebody offers even a decent amount, I'm like so happy because I'm like, I just want it out of here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I was pretty happy. $85 on a $97. Yes, I'll take that offer. That's a reasonable offer, right? So yeah, other deals. Wicked Pissa.
Wicked Pissa.
Yeah.
Nice. So later when we get to our haul section of the show, I'm going to show you a bunch of awesome 80s rock t-shirts that I picked up last week from Barry, aka Afro Vintage. This was the first one I've listed. So I've only listed, I think, about half of them. Mm-hmm. And this was in the first grouping that I listed. And again, I priced my stuff up to go into a 30% off sale. So I had this priced at $299.99. So as soon as it went into 30% off, it would have been $209.99. Within about an hour of me listing it, somebody offered $200, and I was like, heck yeah. So I sold this for $200. I did do comps. I looked on different places and stuff, and I think I got a very good price out of this. And it averaged out to, I paid $55 per shirt from the lot that I bought, and I'm hoping to get $150 average. So for my first one to go for $200, I'm very happy with that because I wasn't expecting this one to go for a ton. I probably would have taken $150 for it. So $200 I'm happy with, but yeah, it's just a cool t-shirt, worn and faded, but
very nice.
I like it. I'm happy I sold it. Next.
So this came from, I saw Sally in the chat. This came from the lot that Sally and Rudy had picked up for me. I've sold almost everything that I kept from that lot. I want to say I have maybe 20 items out of that lot left. But this was a huge amount. This woman had a huge amount of vintage dress gloves from the 50s all the way through up until the 70s. And they were all different, lengths. A lot of them were new. These are the type of things that sell anywhere from $6 to $15 a piece on their own, but there was no way in hell I wanted to list all of these individually and wait for them to sell long haul. I knew that if I listed them as a lot, somebody would buy them as a lot and break them down and sell them themselves, whether they have a vintage shop or what have you. So I had a customer offer me $130 for all of them. I have pennies invested in them, and I was pretty happy to get them out the door for $130. She was thrilled. She sent me a message. Was real happy to have gotten them for her store because that's all really good pricing.
Yeah, very cool. All right, next up is this Legends of the Fall t-shirt. I sold this last week. Now this was, I had bought 2 movie t-shirts from Gracie's Vintage in Kingman, Arizona. We always stop there when we go through. My friend Leah owns it and runs it, and she also has some consignment there, and she had a couple of movie tees. This one, and
we like Leah so much, by the way, that we talk to her every time we go into the store, and now she is in our Facebook group and is selling using List Perfectly. And
oh, she's right there, Cherry Darling. She likes to go by 40 million names so that we have to them all.
So we've actually, now we probably have ruined that as a resource for purchasing.
Not at all.
But that's okay. We really like her and wanted her to get out there and sell more and sell better. So I'm excited that she's actually using List Perfectly and making money.
Yeah, for sure. So she's we're actually going to be going to Tucson here in a couple of weeks. So we'll be going through.
We'll stop in and say hi.
Stop in. Yeah, well, we got to stop in and buy some stuff, and I got to deliver a t-shirt to her. Anyway, so I got this shirt and the 8 Seconds shirt, which Timothy, as I like to call her, got on my last virtual flea thing. And so I think I paid, maybe Leah can remind me, but I think I paid $40 a piece for these 2 t-shirts. Now, I actually thought the 8 Seconds one would go for a lot more, but I did that in an auction in the virtual flea, and that's always risky. You might get a lot, you might get a little, and it ended up only going for $65, which I'm glad it went to Kim because she's one of our watchers. So she got a great deal on it, but it was definitely a lot less than I thought I was going to be able to get for it. And so when this one sold for a lot more than what I was expecting to sell it for, because they just bought it straight out, I was super happy. So it kind of evens out. So I got $209.99. Again, a lot more than I thought I was going to get for it. I think I was expecting, I'd probably accept like $125. It's got a little hole in the sleeve there. But yeah, I was pretty stoked. I guess somebody loves them some Brad Pitt. So good deal.
As Dana says, this is Brad Pitt before he was emasculated by Angelina the home wrecking whore, as I call her. I actually really used to like Brad Pitt then.
Yeah. Anyway, so next one for you.
So this is a pretty cute one. I've had this one for a long time. I think I probably had this in my store for well over a year. I did pick it up at Savers. It was dead stock. It has tags on it and everything. I was super happy to have found it when I did find it. I was actually surprised it didn't sell faster. I think because it's just, this is the epitome of the 80s, right? I totally would have worn this jacket. I had this jacket exactly minus the fur. So it's completely lined in white rabbit fur. It's so tacky. My customer was so happy to have gotten it. She paid $175 for it. I did take an offer for $175. I bought this at Savers, and I remember they paid up for it. I did pay about $20 for it.
Nice. Well, Leah says that she has lots for us. See?
Okay, good.
All right. Next one for me is this awesome Maximum Overdrive sweatshirt. I bought this in a bulk buy from a guy who sold me a bunch of movie stuff. So I paid probably about, it averaged out to like maybe $25, $30 for this particular sweatshirt. I did not sell it for that much, but I accepted an offer for $265. But man, this is just such a cool sweatshirt. This movie, I watched it when I was very young, and it scared the bejeebus out of me. And then
I think that was like one of the worst.
I was literally 6 years old, bitch. So yes, it scared the shit out of me. And then I watched it again later as an adult, and I'm like, this is a terrible movie. It's not good. It's the only movie that Stephen King actually directed himself, and that's why it is
I am a
god-awful.
huge Stephen King
He should
fan.
not be directing movies, though.
I own every single book. I've read every single book a bazillion times. I've seen every movie. I absolutely adore everything Stephen King. I even have his books on writing that are nonfiction. I read them all. But this is a terrible movie.
He needs to stick to his words and not his pictures. But I just remember I watched this and Return of the Living Dead in one night. Both of them scared the crap out of me. We watched them over at our cousin's house, told our parents we were going to go watch Annie. And this is what we watched.
Yes.
So I was 7, because this is from 86. I was 7 years old, watched both of them, and it was super, super scary. But I mean, come on, machines coming to life. They're going to like kill you. Scary.
Cujo. Oh,
Scary,
yeah. Rose
man.
said Cujo. Cujo was a pretty good movie. It wasn't a great movie. The book was fantastic. Cujo, the book, the first time you read that book scared the crap out of me, and I hated every big dog after that.
Yeah.
Funky in the house.
So anyway, I was super happy to sell it for a decent price, because this is actually the item that got me talking to this guy and ended up getting me the a whole bulk order thing. So it had a little special place in my heart. It's just a cool graphic.
That's a really good price, though.
All right, what you got?
So these sold on Etsy. Is Flipper Tools even working? I'm not even sure.
Yes.
Okay. These sold on Etsy. It's kind of funny. So I had a customer that contacted me through eBay, said, I found your store on Etsy. It looks like it's going to be cheaper on Etsy. And I couldn't really understand why, because the pricing was about the same. But so he ended up buying them on Etsy, and then I had to take the order down on eBay. So I'm hoping I don't get flagged that I sold off site.
Yeah, right.
I can't help it. That's what happened. But he bought them on Etsy, and I realized why. For some reason, even though these boots are over 4 pounds, Etsy did not calculate priority international shipping for me.
Ooh.
They had it at a maximum of $29.95 he paid for shipping. They went to the UK. Shipping actually cost me $44, so I lost a little bit, but it wasn't much. I mean, he paid enough that it didn't make a difference, but I was like, why? Because I put my information in properly. I do calculated shipping for international on Etsy. So I was a little bit weirded out by that. So that's why it looked like it was cheaper to him, because the shipping was cheaper.
See what it sold for. There you go.
$129.95. Plus he paid $29.95 for shipping, but the shipping was $45, priority international. And that's it. I paid $15 or $16 for these out of Savers. I did pay up for them.
All right. Good deal. All right, next one for me. Again, this is another t-shirt from the grouping of t-shirts that I got from Barry. So I had listed like only a handful of them the first day, and that's why I sold the Van Zant t-shirt right away. And then yesterday I listed another like 8 of them. And the last one I listed last night was Black Sabbath, and I got a couple offers right away, and I went back and forth, and I said 300 is the lowest I'm going to do right now. And again, I had done my research. I'd looked at how much these shirts had sold for before. There was a baseball tee version that had sold for 200. And so I was like, 300, I'll take it. Based on how sales have been, I'm like, 300, I'll take it. They paid. So that means I've sold 2 of 35 t-shirts for $500. And I paid, of the 35 shirts, I paid $2,000 for all of them. So they averaged out to about $55 a piece. So I'm already a quarter of the way to breaking even. So I'm just glad that I sold a couple of the big ones like right away. But this is just a really cool Black Sabbath shirt with, I think the back of it's really cool. It's got good old Dio on there.
Yeah, the Iron Cross. Yeah.
It's a cool shirt. Anyway, so I was stoked about that. So yeah, so sold for 300. And then today I had somebody else asking me like, oh, did this already sell? And I'm like, yes. And then they were like, oh, well, what location is it going to? And I replied, I'm like, yeah, I'm not telling you that, dude. Like, yeah, let me give you the address of where it's being sold to, you jackass. Anyway.
Jamie says, my hubby has that shirt in the back of his closet. Not anymore.
Yeah,
dig that sucker out. You know he hasn't worn it.
When's the last time
20 years? It probably has a hole in it. It's probably too small. Go get it and sell it, damn it.
Yeah, seriously, do it. Anyway, your turn.
This is another Etsy sale. You know me with my blankets, especially the Beater Lack in San Marcos. This is a close third to those type of blankets. This is a Ibina. So it's not San Marcos and it's not Beaterlac, but it's made the same way. It's the same type of acrylic blankets. There are newer Ibina made by Canon, and then there's the Ibina made in Germany. So the ones that are made in Germany, like this one, are made a little bit better. They're thicker. It's almost like how the San Marcos blankets that are made in Mexico are much better than the newer San Marcos ones that are made in the USA, even though those are still vintage. They changed something about the way they're made. I know that's probably TMI. I'm going too in depth for blankets. But anyway, this is another brand that you probably want to keep an eye out for. This one's, I paid maybe $5 or $6 for it, and it sold, it probably took 5 or 6 months to sell.
Let's see what it sold for.
Sold for $99.95, plus they paid $14.95 shipping, and it is going to California. It'll cost me about $10.
Woohoo! All right, nice job. All right, so like I said, I had a real sad week on Etsy. But I wanted to talk about this particular shirt that I sold, not because of the shirt itself, but more because of the whole experience with this particular buyer. So it's just a really cool Yellowstone t-shirt that I had bought from, I'm sorry, my brain is going blank right now, the Valet Picker, I think is his name, on YouTube. Anyway, I bought a bunch of stuff from him. He's from the East Coast, and so I paid like, I think $15 for this particular t-shirt. I had it listed for $69.99. It's 10% off, so I won't even like show you the thing because it just takes too much time. But it sold for $62.99. But she had sent me a message, this woman, I think she was like in Wisconsin or something, and she said, hey, I really want to get this by Sunday. Is there any way that I could make sure that I get it by then? And so I basically was like, this was on, I think, Wednesday. And I said, you're going to have to pay for the express shipping. Like, I can't, that's the only way you're going to get it, and make sure that you get it in time. Because even priority can take a week or two at this point. With the way the USPS has been. So I told her, I'm like, you're gonna have to pick that option. She's like, do you have any idea how much it will be? And I said, it shouldn't be more than like $25. So she buys it, and it charges her like $41 for shipping. And so I went and bought the label, and it only cost me $25 to use the express padded flat rate envelope. And so I went ahead and I refunded her $15, and she didn't complain about it at all. She even sent me a message and was like, I ordered it. So it wasn't like she was like, how dare you charge me $40 for shipping? Mm-hmm. So I went ahead and refunded her $15, which I don't always do, but just because of, I don't know.
Because the communication.
I felt like it at that point.
I feel you.
And she already got it, and she wanted to buy today. She got it, and she already left feedback saying that, actually it's right there. Saying shipped right away. The shirt was in perfect condition. Highly recommend, and will absolutely be buying from again. So
nice.
Yeah, so that makes me happy because I feel like I made somebody super happy, and now she's probably more likely to come back and actually buy something from me again. So that's all. That's my story.
Good customer service.
Yeah. All right.
Sometimes people are worth it.
Yep.
So I've had this listed for quite a while, probably at least 6 months or so. It is the stunning vintage cupcake style wedding or prom dress with this beautiful soutache accent on the top, and it's all lace on the bottom. It's absolutely freaking stunning. But what I can say about it is it is so tiny. So tiny. So because it only fits such a very small portion of America, I actually let it go for $100. I've had it listed for about $250 for the longest time, and it's just such a beautiful, beautiful dress. I'm so jealous. If this actually fit my body, this would be my wedding dress right here. This is my style. But alas, I don't think it would fit my daughter, who weighs 95 pounds. It is so tiny. It's like a Sub-Zero. So I let it go for $100. I maybe had $10 in it.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
I'm pretty sure
I was depressed
that Sandra might be making fun of me. She says Katie is an expert at customer service. I'm actually very nice, but she might be referring to my what do I say? Expert negotiator.
Master negotiator.
My master negotiator posts I've done a couple times on my own Facebook. Because listen, when you sell on Grilled, and especially Mercari, you get the dumbest, not dumb, you get like the worst, like low ball kind of shitty messages where they'll be like, bruh, we take $10 for this thing that's listed for like $100. And so it's so ridiculous that I've gotten to the point where a lot of times all I'll do is reply LOL, or I'll reply nah, like,
nah, bro. So we have this little thread going with the rest of the admins for our Facebook group, and Katy is constantly in there to the point where and she'll post her screenshots of her being like shitty to somebody.
Not really shitty.
We don't really, obviously, we don't encourage this.
I don't do it on eBay at all.
No, we don't do it on eBay. But now it's gotten to the point where now Teresa and Mother Teresa, who is so sweet all the time, and Liz.
Facebook is the worst too. Facebook
marketplace.
Here's the thing: on eBay, there is an offer process. Somebody hits the offer thing. I'll get a lowball offer, and I just counter. I don't engage at all. I just counter. Mm-hmm. And if they come back with another lowball offer, I decline and I move on. But the thing on these other platforms is they have offer systems as well. But I swear to God, nobody uses them. And they just send me a thing saying, "I'll take it right now for $10, or I'll take it right now for $20." And it's like a $200 item, and it's like, it's just annoying. And it's just, yeah. So I've taken to being like,
Liz says we need to create a coffee table book. Which is quite possible because we really have some real funny ones, honestly.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, and as Data says, I'm always willing to listen to my customers get things off their chest. That's because I don't know anybody else. Because I price my stuff higher, I regularly get messages from people who are very bothered by how I price my stuff.
Yes.
And so then I'm super passive aggressive and basically tell them I'm really sorry I've caused so much.
Cool story, bro.
And, no, I don't say that. I act very sincere about how I'm sorry I've caused them emotional distress, and that I'm glad they were willing to, or they were able to talk their feelings out with me, which usually results in me getting blocked. But you know. All right, next one for me is this New York Rangers t-shirt. Now this one, just a cool Stanley Cup. This is one of those things where, you know, you look at the tag, and the tag is just a Fruit of the Loom tag. But then if you look at the
Fruit of the Loom.
But then if you look at like this right here, it actually says Magic Johnson tees, and I love the Magic Johnson tees. They always have like the best graphics and stuff, and this one's kind of like your classic 90s kind of graphic
graffiti bro.
Yeah. Anyway, so I got this at Torgum, so I paid $10 for it, sold it for $85 on Mercari. I actually got a lot of lowball offers on pretty much all the different platforms, but I still sold it pretty quick. It's only been up for a couple of weeks, and I sold it for $85, and I think they already got it. So they haven't given me a review yet, though, so I don't have my money. People whine about eBay and managed payments. Try Mercari.
Or Facebook Marketplace. That takes a long time too. So I actually kept these three together because this was one of my better Poshmark sales of the week. I have this one particular buyer who buys anywhere from 2 to 5 items from me every week or every other week. And I always give her a very good deal because she will always buy when I give her a bundle. So she likes my store, and I think she just buys when she gets paid. Mm-hmm. So she purchased this dress that was $72. And then the next item, this is just a vintage shirt dress from like the 80s or so. This blouse that I had priced at $45. And then this vintage sweater from the 70s.
I like that. Nice mustard
vintage
color.
Mustard cardigan sweater, big chunky knit cardigan sweater. I had priced at $63. I sent her an offer, and she purchased all 3 items for $120. So I love doing bundles on Poshmark. You don't hear me say I love anything about Poshmark very often, but every once in a while, you know, it's starting to pick up for me there. So, and every once in a while, people make a decent purchase. Now, $40 a piece on all of these. I may not have gone that low on all of them, but to buy all the items together, I'm happy with that. And I have
she comes back
the dress I paid $4 for, the sweater I paid $6 for, and the blouse I paid $2 for. So
pretty good. And especially if you know she's going to be back like next week buying more stuff for you. So that's pretty cool. Nice work. All right, my last one is my one Instagram sale. So speaking of Leah, I don't know if she's still here watching, but this is actually one I'm always paying attention on eBay and sniping stuff if I think that I can make some money on them. And so this was one of them. I bought this I got it last week. I paid, I probably ended up paying 60 because it was 55, and then, you know, with tax and stuff. So it was about $60 I paid. And I figured I could turn around and sell it. I probably would have listed it for like 200 on eBay, and then taken like 150 is how I probably would have priced it.
And then paid fees.
yeah, and all that stuff. And so, but this is a full moon movie, and they did like Puppet Master and stuff like that whole series, full moon feature. So this t-shirt is from like the early 2000s. But it's from, Subspecies is a 1991 movie, but it's got a nice fade to it. It's a cool shirt. Anyway, so I put it up on Instagram, and Leah contacted me and said she wanted to buy it and wanted to know how much it was. And so again, by looking at all those factors and like, fees and everything, I was like, I'll sell it for 125. And then she was like, well, will you take 100? And I'm like, you know what? Yes, I will.
For her.
It's not a huge flip. Well, exactly.
For
because again, it's like, I know that I get good deals from her. And I knew that she really wanted the shirt, and she's getting it for herself. So I was like, $100. I don't have to pay any fees. I made a quick $40. I didn't have it listed anywhere other than just posting it on Instagram.
And you're going to hand deliver it.
And I'm going to hand deliver it. And I made $40. So to me, that's cool. Somebody that really appreciates it is getting it. So it's awesome. All right. Real quick, I want to do a quick little Easter egg in the show. I see a lot of people talking about like Flipper Tools not working anymore for eBay because eBay doesn't have their API that they're giving out anymore. And so just really quick, I just want to show you guys, if you don't already know this, you should be using Terapeak. That is under the research tab on eBay right here, Terapeak product research. All you got to do, let me show you just real fast. Black Sabbath. We're going to looking for my shirt, vintage shirt. I have it set up for the last 365 days. We're going to go ahead and hit research. I click on this average sold price, and that do it one time. It's going to show you from top amount down. And so if you just scroll down, there's mine. It says $300. So look, guys, this is the amount that I accepted in a best offer. If you look at the listing itself, it shows this number. So again, for any of you guys who are frustrated that you can't look at the actual sold prices, they actually are there if you use Terapeak, which is free with the eBay, guys.
You have to have a store.
You have to have a store, but
it's
if you're watching us and you don't have a store, come on, guys.
It's free even if you have basic store.
So seriously, it shows you the last 365 days. And if it's within the last 90 days, you can actually click on the listing. So whew, all right, that's it.
You done?
Yeah, I am.
Get that out? All right. That's pretty good. 252. And now we've got time for a haul. The haul portion of the show.
Awesome.
All right. Am I going first as usual?
Yeah, you're always going first. I'm hot. What's up with that?
You were talking fast.
Well, it's also because it's like we're in that weird part of the year where it gets really cold for a day or two, and then it gets warm again.
It was 40 degrees last week. It's 85 right now.
Yeah. So anyway.
And I have a sweater on, but it's usually because the house is cool. But I did turn the AC off, so that's probably why.
That's probably why. Jeez.
Yeah. Sorry.
Fix stuff. Sorry about it.
Camera.
You want me to move it over here?
Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
All right, so nothing super exciting, but I do have some fun stuff. I did pick these up, I think for $2 a piece at garage sales last weekend. And the only reason why I wanted to show them is because they're fun and I haven't really seen these before. They do sell for about $40 to $45 a piece, no huge $200 ones, but I paid $2 and I picked up some board games. So this one is one that it teaches you how to like draw the person. It's like, like going in and having somebody do a sketch at a sketch artist. So that was kind of fun. So I paid $2. That should sell for about $45. Vintage Ouija board. This is not super vintage. I think this one's 2000. I haven't checked on it yet, but it might be 90s. It's the glow in the dark one. Even the ones that are not super old do still sell. I should have gotten this listed before this week, but I didn't have enough time. So, but this will still sell for about $40. The glow in the dark one.
Yep.
Let's see. These two were the ones that I thought were fun because I didn't ever see these before. And they're not worth a ton, but this one's worth probably $40 to $50. Come on. I think we're going to have to pay this one tonight. Alex P. Keaton.
Yeah.
And Mallory and Skippy. Like we get to play, and Jennifer, like we get to play, Family Ties. Come on. Dude, who doesn't have who doesn't remember Family Ties? I loved that show.
Yeah. I guess we're old.
And we are old, but most of our audience is our age too. So, and then this one, which I thought was really cute.
Which we're just in time for.
Just in time for the Christmas season. So this is the original Home Alone. This one will sell for about $45 or $50. There is one that's called Home Alone 2 that is a little bit more, popular. I guess there's more of them out there, and that one sells for only like $20 or so.
Yeah.
But I mean, $8 into, what's this going to be, 120, 140?
And they're fun.
They're fun. And I think we're going to have to play a couple of them just for the fun of it.
Yeah. I want to set some booby traps.
I thought that was fun. And then this is another one. Thrift to Travel. That's a channel that I follow on Instagram. I know she has a YouTube channel as well, but I've never watched her YouTube show. I'm sorry. But Thrift to Travel, I watch her. She is somebody that talks about buying expired beauty products, expired household products, things that are out of print, things that they stop producing, not necessarily expired, but like discontinued. That's the word I was looking for. So one of the things that I picked up because of her, and I actually sold a couple of weeks ago, they don't make this anymore. This Swiffer carpet flick. I paid $5 at a garage sale, maybe $4. I think I offered a buck less. But anyway, this particular thing doesn't sell for a ton on eBay, but on Amazon, if you are ungated and you do merchant fulfilled, which I do in certain categories, I sold just the refill packs for $120 for 4 packs.
How many come in the pack?
A few weeks ago. It usually comes with like 8 in a pack, and I paid like $1. They were on the baggy wall at Savers. I paid $1 or $2 for 4 of them, and I sold them for like $120.
Why don't they just buy a vacuum cleaner? That's what
I really don't know. But this is the full starter kit, and it has, I think it has 24 cleaning cartridges. So this should sell for over $100 on Amazon. I have it listed right now for $125. It should sell anytime now. Yeah, I use all the Swiffer stuff too, but I've never used
carpet. Though seems.
No, I have a Dyson for the carpet. I don't use that. We only have carpet upstairs in the bedrooms anyway. So that was kind of fun. Let's see, what else did I pick up? Which cat? This is, I paid a whole $7.50 for this. This is new in the package. This is like Lego. Don't use the word Lego because you would get a Vero, but it is not Lego. It is, they're building blocks, and they're probably in the style of Lego. Again, not what you can use on eBay. Don't use those words. But this particular thing sells for like 85 bucks. This is new in package. It's if you want to build the Titanic, here you go. This is what it is. It's building blocks. They look like Legos. That's all.
It's crazy. It's like over 1,000 pieces.
What? It's even got this little. It's got like.
Does it come with the lighting set?
No, but what it has is this right here. Look.
I don't know what you're showing.
They can stand on the boat.
Oh God.
On the front of the boat, they do the whole.
Oh God.
Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet.
Ridiculous.
Okay, so let's see.
Is it my turn yet?
Yeah, that's it. I did 6 things.
You did a few.
Your turn.
So going back to me sniping on eBay, I always am like looking around, and
yeah, Jacob, don't even go there. Don't go there, Jacob.
The key to buying stuff on eBay that you can resell is that you kind of have to be on top of it. I mean, if you just go every once in a while and look, you might be lucky here and there. But there's something in particular that you're interested in. You can set up keyword alerts where you'll get like it doesn't tell you till like the end of the day usually. Or at least the way I have it set up, it's like the end of the day, it'll send me a little thing, but I'll also like look at it during the day. And that's how you end up finding some really cool stuff. And of course, I'm always looking for movie t-shirts. But actually, I'll show you something. Well, I'll show you this first. So this is one I got like a week ago. This shirt is crazy awesome. It's the Aliens movie. It is the second movie, the one that James Cameron directed. That's super awesome. It has like Lance Henriksen in it and Bill Paxton. And it's got the cat. It's great. And this one is a medium, so it's not a huge size, but it's just the graphics are great. The back, it has the tagline in space. No one can hear you scream. It's on the spring forward tag. Oh, I can't see. Sorry.
At least when she's hitting me with them, they're clean now.
It was washed. It's on the spring forward tag. It's a size medium. It's just in fantastic condition. I paid $100 for this. So somebody listed it. I happened to see it right away. Paid $100 for it. But I know that I can, at some point, I'll be able to sell it for minimum $250. I'd like to do $300. I actually haven't listed this one yet. I did post it on the old Instagram, but I think probably the minimum I would take for it is $250. But it's just such a cool shirt. I love this movie. Awesome.
It wouldn't fit me either, Sandra. It's okay. I get it. It's all right.
It's such a cool graphic.
So I did see Gabby had asked, you can't put Lego if it's Legos. No, if it is Legos, you can put Lego in the title. Those are not made by Lego company, so that's why you can't use the word Lego. Don't use that word anywhere unless it is made by Lego.
It better really be Lego. And so continuing on with the Aliens theme, also from the movie Aliens. This is from a different seller. I actually bought 2 of these. These are, it's kind of bunching up here in the front.
I know, so
I'm
trying to do that, but you have 2 on the same thing.
These are dead stock, and they don't have a crazy graphic or anything. It just has the aliens going across the front of it. But they're dead stock, and they are really good sizes. They're an extra large and a large, which for a movie from 1986, any t-shirt from 1986, to get something that's actually a decent size is freaking impossible.
Because, you know, let's face it, everybody was skinny. We're all fat bastards now.
These ones, again, this is something where it's like, because I just happened to be looking regularly, I was able to jump on these, and I think I paid $70 a piece for them, maybe 60 a piece. I think $60 a piece for these. And I bought them really fast. And then a little while later, the same seller posted the Fly movie t-shirt.
I would have gotten that one.
And I went to buy it, and it was available. And as soon as I went to pay, it was gone. Someone bought it before I could, and I was so freaking sad. But anyway, those are super awesome. Those ones I will sell for about $2.50 a piece, because they're great sizes. They're dead stock. They don't have the awesome graphic, but they're still amazing shirts, and they're brand new. And then the last one I got that was a movie one off of eBay was this Beverly Hills Cop, also a dead stock t-shirt. Decent size. It's a large, a little bit of a slim fit, but just a really cool shirt.
That's a medium. That's a current.
Yeah, medium. I think I have it listed as medium.
Like it says large, but it's a current medium.
Yeah. So cool shirt. Love it.
Cool shirt, bro.
Cool shirt, bro. Love the movie. Very cool. Very, very cool.
When Eddie Murphy was funny.
Yeah. And then I'm always, of course, snooping on my buddy Derek, the Vintage Fiend, on Instagram. Plus, he pretty much always sends me pictures, texts me to let me know the cool stuff he finds. He found this at a thrift store. This is Army of Darkness, Sam Raimi, Bruce Campbell movie. This is from 2002. The movie itself is from the 90s, but this particular print is from 2002. Awesome graphic. This is actually the Italian movie poster. So if you look closer on it, you can see it's in Italian.
It's not in English.
And then the back of it in Italian says...
It even has a big back hit.
Yep, the back hit says in Italian, the Army of Darkness. And but it's definitely super worn, super faded.
There's a little bleach spot on the bottom.
Bleach spot. It's got a nice hole in
big
the
armpit hole,
you know, so that one side of you can have like a good breeze. It's ventilated.
No.
Anyway, I paid him $75 for this, but I think I can sell it for a couple $100. But
shoulder blade hit.
But it's a great shirt, great graphic. I love it. I love it. And just so you guys know, like I've sold some other stuff like this as well. This is the M&O tag. So this M&O tag,
that went into 2000s.
This is a 2000s tag. This t-shirt's from 2002. I'm telling you, the early mid 2000s horror stuff sells
super hot right
money. Now. Our friend Adrian, I don't know if Dynasty's in the chat. But
she Adrian, watches after. She doesn't usually watch live.
Last time we were there, he showed me a Halloween t-shirt that he had, and it had that M&O tag on it.
And he told me to sell it,
and he sold it for $300 or close to 300. We get it listed for 300, sold for like 375 or 275 or something like that. Anyway, that's it for the movie ones.
All right.
Now,
next.
This one I need some crowdsourcing help with. I got this in a bulk purchase I did recently, and I'm trying to figure out: is this a random kid? Is it Peter Brady? You tell me. What is it?
That's a woman.
Then who is it?
I have no idea.
How do you know it's a woman? You don't know.
Because it looks like somebody's
It looks like a little kid to me.
It looks like a t-shirt that somebody put mom on.
To me, it looks like Peter Brady.
That looks like a mom from the 80s.
You're wrong.
Look at the curl.
First of all, this shirt's from like the 70s, okay? And so what I'm saying is that I think...
Yeah, and that's what my mom's hair looked like in the 70s.
Okay, so then...
curl down in the front. That's somebody's mom.
Have you seen pictures of Peter Brady?
Candace says it's a lady.
You don't know. All
right,
so
Shirley.
somebody tell me who it is then.
I have no idea who it is.
It's just somebody's Aunt Shirley.
It is not Peter Brady.
Little kid Peter Brady.
That's not even a kid. What the hell's wrong with you?
To me, it looks like
that weird facial recognition disorder.
No, you do. To me, it looks like a 12-year-old.
It is not Peter Brady.
Anyway,
let's go. It's just some lady.
Okay, so I'm gonna list it. I'm gonna sell it for at least $1,000.
Is it from a milk carton?
Maybe. Yeah. You never know.
Dude is a lady. See, it's
anyway. But this is like a '70s T-shirt. But this is.
I don't know what it is, but I think it's somebody's mom.
You know. You know. All right.
Like, hey, somebody got a picture of their mom on a shirt, and I don't really know why.
You're lucky I washed it. This little boy wants to kiss you.
It's not a boy, you freaking weirdo. Allison says, some lesbian you are. It's a chick.
I'm just saying, have you seen what dudes' hair looked like in the 70s? We just watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 1974, and one of the guys, his hair had quite the coif going to it, however you say it. It was ridiculous. Anyway, I'll show you a couple. So Barry hit me up. It was like the day after I was talking to Vikki and saying like the good thing about Barry being back in Vegas.
It was last weekend. He came by last weekend.
Yes, I was like the good thing about Barry being back from Vegas or back from Again, dog. He was in Colorado all summer, guys.
Yes,
but he just got back to Vegas, and I was like, the nice thing about having him back is every once in a while he's like, hey, I've got some stuff to sell you. I'm coming by. So he basically was like, hey, I've got some really cool rock T-shirts. I'll bring over 100 of them. You pick out 25 and pay $2,000. And I can't do that. How about 35? And he ended up, I think he tried to go 30. And I was like, I wasn't willing to spend that money on 30. So I basically said, I'm totally cool if you say no, but I'm going to have to stick with 35. And he said, deal. So he came over. We got to look through all kinds of awesome 80s, early 90s, mostly 80s rock tees. Vikki got to get all nostalgic and give us a little lesson on each one.
It's true. It was all 80s rock tees, guys. So I was sitting there with my my nerd music.
Yep. So
Jacob would have been right there with me.
That's right. So basically it
so would Greg if Greg were watching right now.
But no Journey this time, Candace. But so it averages out to about $55 a shirt. And so, like I said, I will consider it successful if I can average $150, and I've already sold $500 between two shirts. So, but here's a couple more of them before I hand it back to Vikki. Here's a really cool Quiet Riot. Now, there's other Quiet Riot ones like this on eBay, but this is the only one I could find that was like the sleeveless
OG 80s.
I mean, there's other 80s ones, but I saw ones that are black or they're long sleeve or they're raglan tees. So this is just a cool sleeveless one.
Unfortunately, you did not have this listed 2 months ago when the last original member of Quiet Riot passed away. But
yeah, so there's the back of it. It says Mental Health Tour 1983. This is a nice condition. Of course, they're all a little bit on the smaller side.
It's a muscle tee. Yes,
but it's a nice muscle tee. Awesome graphic. This one's in really good condition. A lot of these are on the Screen Stars tag.
I think it was when so if we turn this around, this is when Kevin still had his real hair. So Kevin DeBrow, the singer who passed away a long time ago, was well known for having a real bad freaking wig. But I think he might have had real hair back then.
Yeah, mayhaps. Anyway, cool shirt. Then there's this one. Everybody knows this one. The Def Leppard Union Jack flag T-shirt. This is real tiny.
That's a good one.
This is real tiny. I think side to side, I think it measures like 19 inches, which is a decent medium, but it's real short.
It's tiny.
So you got to be ready to like show off your belly wearing this.
And it's got like the elastic. It's like ribbed bottom on it too. So it's like,
but it's in great condition.
This is either a guy or a girl would wear this, but back then this was totally like a Joe Elliott shirt. Like this was what he was known for, wearing this shirt. That's why the shirt is out there. So cropped muscle tee, pretty much.
Yeah. It's only like 22 inches long. But
see, Jacob says I saw Kevin with that wig. Yeah. Thick.
But this is like an 80s tee. I haven't seen this tag before, but the other ones I saw have the exact same tag on them. So yeah, I think I should be able to sell this one for like $140, but I take a little bit because it's so tiny. But it's in fantastic condition. And it's just that classic Def Leppard.
Totally classic.
Classic. Classic. All right, why don't you go ahead, then I'll get into more of these T-shirts.
So I just have a couple of hard goods left to show. I picked this up. I went garage sailing with Britain on Friday, and we didn't do so great at the garage sales, but we did find a couple at the end that were good. This is one item that I picked up. It's just a vintage clock. I paid about $5 for this clock, but it does work. It's a waterfall clock. It's got a picture of a waterfall. When you plug it in, this lights up and the clock itself works. It's actually plastic. It's not even like an expensive, well-made clock or anything, but this is from the 50s. So this sold for, this will sell for about $85 to $95 plus shipping. So I paid $5 for it. It was a good one. It does kind of look like Thomas Kincaid, but even cheaper than Thomas Kincaid. Like Thomas Kincaid is like that mass-produced, super cheesy, overdone stuff, but this is like not even as good quality as that. So it's more of a nostalgia thing for sure. That's why people will buy that one.
All right, shout out to Red Robin Reseller, who gave us a $9.99 super chat because nostalgia for the Rock t-shirt.
There's more to come.
There's definitely a bunch more to come, but thank you. Really appreciate the super chat. I'll give you a little super chat, super chat, yow. That's my guitar.
That's a really bad 80s guitar. And
Thank
yes,
you.
of course, Dana, if I ever see a vomit clock, I will buy you a vomit clock.
There you go. There you go.
If you are not in the Facebook group, Weird Secondhand Finds, that must be something or other, then you really need to be.
There's like a bazillion people in it.
Yeah, it's like millions of people in that group, and it's very funny, and they talk about vomit clocks and vomit artwork all the time.
Yeah.
It's hard to describe if you're not a part of it. So anyway, what I did was I picked up where did I go? I went to the bins. Again, another thing we talk about here, the bins in Las Vegas generally suck, right? So because it was always just the floor rejects. Well, at some point during COVID, they shut down one of them, moved it, and they just reopened a week or two ago. And when they reopened, it is, they're also taking direct donations there. It's not just the rejects from the floor. So I went and I filled a cart for $52. And I've actually only, I've only listed a handful of items from there, and the first thing I sold for $52 exactly. So it was a pair of boots I sold on.
It's all gravy now.
Yeah, now it's all gravy. But one of the things I picked up was this lamp. How this lamp, this glass lamp, this amber glass lamp with this antique bottom, these 1970s lamps. It's just it's a desk lamp, table lamp, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
This lamp, I paid $2 for this lamp. It will sell for about $200. So I'm pretty excited about that. Hey, Logan McLean, if you think we're boring, how about you screw and not watch? how about that? Anyway, so I paid $2 for this and I was pretty excited that it somehow made it into the bins, not broken. How does that even happen?
I don't know.
It's glass.
It's very nice, majestic, and you can put any kind of lampshade on you want. Did you know there's stores that all they sell is lampshades?
Yeah, we have one right down the street.
That's just weird.
How the heck am I going to ship it? Very carefully.
I'll make sure I'm gone that day.
Yeah, it's just going to go in a really big box, really bubble wrapped, very hard. Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Pretty much. But $2. I mean, I couldn't leave it behind. I had to rescue it. Had to rescue it. All right, let's see what else. I'm trying to find what else I have back here.
I can grab that for you.
I got it. So I picked this up at Deseret last weekend. This was another fun 1981. I like the blankets. So anybody remember this dude from the 80s? Ziggy?
Yup.
So it's a twin size comforter, and then I got the full set of sheets, including the pillowcases too. I think I paid $15 altogether because every single thing was priced individually. Like the pillowcase was priced individually, the flat sheet was priced, that kind of thing. So Ziggy. So I paid like $15. I can't find anything anywhere for this. I did find one on Worth Point that sold for $75 about 10 years ago. So I'm going to sell it all together, the sheets and the comforter. And I think I'm going to probably put it around $150 or so, best offer. But yeah, it's Ziggy. So this one's price. 1985. I thought it was earlier than that, but 1985. And it says something like, what did it say on it? Oh, sax symbol, not sex symbol. Sax symbol. He's playing a saxophone. Super cheesy, right? But again, nostalgia. It's really clean. It's in good shape. Ziggy is not before your time, you old bag, Allison. Nice try. Yes, Ziggy looking over the wall doodles. I totally drew those too in elementary school. Not high school. It was elementary school for me, but absolutely did that. All right, I'm going to show just a couple more things, and then Katie can go. Let me just grab what I have here.
Careful that stuff doesn't fall.
Oh. So this is something I wanted to show you about the brand to keep an eye out for. I picked this up at this garage sale that I went to with Britt on Friday. The lady didn't even charge me for it. Everything at this garage sale was like a quarter. It was ridiculous. It was for a church. So it was, we wish we had gotten there sooner. We didn't, it was not on the, we found it by mistake. It wasn't on the garage sale map. But in any case, this is a brand that you want to look for when you're looking at sweaters. The brand is called Michael Simon. So some of them are super elaborate, and the more elaborate, the more money you're going to get for them. You're going to get at least $100 for them. The thing is that, then this is a fantastic one. I was super excited. It's made with like all this, you know, like that colored raffia straw. That's what this is. This is like woven straw. So anyway, this cardigan is fantastic. I washed it, the whole thing, but it's super stained. The whole back is like discolored, and it has like watermark stains or something. See on the bottom, you can see it a little bit. And I can't get the stains out. So I'm pretty sad about that. I didn't pay anything for it. I tried to clean it and treat it and hoped I was going to be able to sell it, but nope.
Wah, 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 wah. You can cut this off and put it in your hair.
No. Yeah, it's pretty tacky, but it would have been over $100. So I'm sad that I can't sell it, but keep an eye out for that brand and that name. I wanted to tell you guys that anyway. The other thing I paid a whole $1 for is just a basic vintage leather and wool Letterman jacket or varsity jacket, whatever you want to call it, for UNLV.
Nice.
I paid $1. I'll probably get 65 or 75 bucks for it. I mean, it's $1. I can't complain when it was $1, right? But yeah, that was pretty good for that sale. Pretty good. Okay, your turn.
All right, back to the rock tees, Tracy. You ready for this? Robin, you ready? All right, this one is a band, Dirty Looks. I don't know. Did you listen to Dirty Looks back in the day?
No.
No? Because they were like one of the rock bands from the 80s. And I like the graphic on this one. It says, "Dirty looks, cops or no cops, I'm going through. Flames, bullets, nothing. Or no, flames can't burn it. Bullets won't kill it. Nothing can stop it."
I don't know.
And then the back of it, it says, "Nobody rides for free. Screw you, tours." So they were just really nice guys.
Really nice guys.
So this, I think it's a cool shirt. I like the graphic on it. And it's actually in really nice condition. So let's see. It's on this.
Ooh, Will has a good idea. Tie-dye the sweater. I might try to do
what that would look like.
That would look weird, but I've got to go back, and if you scroll up just a second, I just want to see the comment that Jacob had said about the sweater. He's talking about the aesthetic. It's like, it's busy like Biscay, but in a Nickelodeon cottagecore kind of way. Sorry, that was very funny. I had to acknowledge that. It's funny.
Very funny. Very funny. Anyway, this is on this White House tag, which I've actually never seen before. But it's nice single stitch, really, really excellent condition. And who knows? I think I priced it kind of high just because it's like there isn't another one out there of this particular shirt. So you're just waiting for the right fan to come along and want to snatch it up. All right, next I've got Kicks. This is one of 2 t-shirts I have by Kicks. This one's pretty faded and stained, or it's got like a mark on it down below. You can see right there. But the back of it, it's "Dirty Boys of the Underground." Dirty Boys is one of their songs.
Kicks is probably one of my top, at least the top 15 bands out of the 80s for me. You got a bunch of Kicks stuff. So I feel like wherever this collection came from that Barry had, he had more than 2 though. You only got 2. They had to have been an East Coast fan. So Kicks was much bigger on the East Coast than they ever were on the West Coast. They're from Maryland. So they definitely had more of an East Coast vibe. But they are a super fun band. And to note, if you are an 80s fan, if you do go to see this type of music, Kicks is one of those bands that has stayed relatively together, and they sound fantastic. If you go to see them, Steve, the singer, can still sing. He can hit those notes. He's in fantastic shape.
Nice.
He looks like a little cokehead, and he's not. He's actually one of those super healthy guys that juices and takes care of himself.
Weird. Anyway, I also got quite a few, I think like 4 different Van Halen t-shirts. This might be my, no, this is my favorite. This is my second favorite of the ones I got. But great graphic, excellent condition. It is on the smaller side. It says, the tag says large, but if I remember right, it measures more like a medium. I've already photographed all of these and measured them, weighed them, and everything. But this is the Van Halen Monsters of Rock tour. And this is when Sammy Hagar was in the band. So it's got Sammy Hagar there, but 1988, Monsters of Rock. Just a really cool shirt. This one I have priced up a little bit too. I should make at least minimum $200 on it. But just a really cool shirt with an awesome, awesome graphic. Look at that dinosaur. Really cool shirt.
That's an awesome graphic, actually. That's a really, really good one.
Yeah, and this is in great condition. You know, it's like sometimes you have to deal with like the super faded or stained. The only problem this one has is it's just a little bit of a slim fit. But somebody who's got, you know, wears like a medium, it'll fit them perfectly. So
yeah, that's a really good graphic, good shirt. Yeah, so Will, Dana answered you probably 40 to 50 bucks on the women's Pendleton skirts if they're good patterns, depending on how the skirt is made. If it's an elastic waist one with the long pleats, not so much. That's like a $20 old lady skirt. But if it's a wrap skirt and it's a Pendleton skirt and it's good pleated and a good plaid, you can get more for them.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Next up, I've got the band Black and Blue. This is their self-titled album, Black and Blue. This is the Black and Blue tour of 1984.
I need you to send me the listing for this one when you're done with it too, because I want to send it to the singer.
Okay. And this one, it's got like a nice fade on it, but it's actually in really nice condition. Again, it's a bit of a slim fit. I think the tag says like, maybe it says medium. It's either medium or large, but it's definitely a smaller size. But it's just an awesome t-shirt in really good condition. And more, I mean, obviously Vikki knows the band, but I would say to people who would just kind of have like a surface knowledge of these bands from the 80s, this is probably a more obscure one.
They are obscure, for sure.
So hopefully that is in my favor and I'm able to sell this to a fan, which would be very cool.
Yeah. So Jamie St. James is my friend. I have a friend that tours with the band, and Jamie St. James is a singer. So they're actually very good. Barry says, damn, that Barry dude is a beast. I wish I knew a guy like that in my area. Says Barry, talking about himself
Barry.
in the third party.
Yeah. Anyway, I think Barry, so Barry, I believe he was on the virtual fleet today. I don't know what time.
I didn't watch it. I'm sorry.
We were busy, so we couldn't watch, but I hope if you haven't done it already, Barry, tell us, or if you did do it, I hope you had an awesome set. But he's been killing it lately. And seriously, guys, at Afro Vintage, go follow him on Instagram. He has been killing it lately
with his finds. Yeah.
Like he's like,
and he doesn't want to sell online, guys. He wants to sell on Instagram. So if you're a reseller, he's got some great stuff. If you're willing to put your stuff online and wait for the higher priced buyer, he's going to give you're going to get a good buy from him.
He basically has been hustling like crazy.
He wants the fast flip. And
almost every day, or every other day, he basically is showing like his hauls, and they're massive. It's ridiculous. And a lot of the stuff, if it's something super hot, he'll sell it right away to somebody who sees it, and he'll get good money for it. But he also does really good bulk sales to other sellers, because he wants to move through stuff so he can go out and get more of it. Anyway, check him out, Afro Vintage. But so I got a couple of Striper tees, and this one is from the To Hell with the Devil album. You can see the back of it, To Hell with the Devil. Now, Striper, if you don't know who they are, they were a hair band. They were a Christian rock hair band. But
they're more metal. They're heavier than hair bands, heavy. But they definitely were hair.
But they have the hair band look and everything. And they opened for a lot of them. But they weren't just like, you have like Christian bands from like the 90s, like DC Talk and stuff like that. Like they weren't mainstream. Striper was mainstream. So they kind of they crossed over.
Striper went mainstream, and they still they actually have a very, very big following and fan base. Obviously, some of the guys live here in town. Oz Fox lives here in town. He's a friend of mine, an acquaintance of mine.
They still tour.
He's a friend of Dana's. They still tour, and Striper actually did some good things for my charities back east. They did some fundraisers for us back when Michael Sweet, the lead singer for Striper, was singing for the band Boston. He and Oz came out and did a big charity event for us. They're good guys. They're good guys. They're good to their fans. They're good people. they walk the walk as well as talk the talk. So as Christians and as human beings.
Jacob said they're focused on the family approved. Just reading focused on the family and saying out loud gives me
the heaves.
Yeah, because I grew up, Jacob, I grew up in a household where we listened to focus on the family crap. So yeah, whatevs. Anyway, focus on the family. I remember listening in like listening to how Dungeons and Dragons, we listened to some tape in Sunday school about Dungeons and Dragons and how it would get us into Satanism, and it was ridiculous.
A fun fact, I actually went to Rosh Hashanah dinner with Oz Fox 2 years ago.
Okay.
Hadn't sat at a table with him at our friend's house.
Yeah. So I know somebody who knows him. Anyway, this one, so here's what it's like super worn. It's like all bleached and faded. It's kind of cool. Scorpions Worldwide Live. This was their live album. But it's Worldwide Live, and it says the movie, whatever. It was probably like a VHS that was like released or something like that. But it's from the 80s. And it's just the front, nothing on the back, but you can see it's like kind of bleached, faded sort of. This one's real faded, but it's still a pretty cool shirt. But I probably won't get like a crazy amount of money for it just because it's like super short and faded. And anyway, you can see this tag. It doesn't even have a brand on it. It's just a medium.
Scorpion's another great band.
Yeah,
they're still good.
They're like, what are they? They're from Europe. What's
German?
Yeah,
they're German.
Everybody in the band is like named like Hans and Klaus.
Klaus,
like that.
Klaus is the singer. He's German. Yeah. They're from Germany. They're a good band too, though. They still are.
All right.
They're just older than dirt. They're super old. They've been like they're in their 70s. They've been touring forever.
I'll do a couple more and then I'll pass over to you. But here's David Lee Roth. This is the Eat 'em and Smile t-shirt. This is actually cool.
Diamond Dave. Speaking of Diamond Dave.
Yeah, this one's super faded. Got some bleach on it and stuff. I think it's kind of cool. Got some character. There are a decent number of these t-shirts on eBay, but a lot of them have a different back. Only a couple of them have the same back that this one does. That's just this big Roth Rules. So it's kind of cool. But this one's super faded. And the thing is,
have you shown Jason this, by the way? We have a friend, Jason Reppenhagen, that is a big
no, I haven't. But
a big Diamond Dave fan.
Yeah, for sure. But different buyers have different likes, and so some people prefer to have the super beat up looking version of the shirts like this, and some people would rather have them look like they're brand new. So it just depends, but it's great graphic. This one I think is on a lot of these, like I said, are on the Screen Stars tags. But
that's a good one.
I like it. It's not too tiny. I mean, it's like a medium, but anyway, and then I'll show one more before going over to you again. Got this awesome Aussie t-shirt. That's Dana House of Rocks. It's her
she calls him her dad.
It's her dad. But this is Ozzy Osbourne. This is a nice faded version of this t-shirt, but this is an awesome t-shirt. I love the back.
She's gonna bug you to give it to her, just so you know.
No way, not happening. This is the back. I love it because it says Ozzy is my granny's favorite singer, the Demon King, a swell guy who likes pets, a heavy metal madman. Is it, you say Imperator? Imperator of the Dark Legions, but it's checked all of the above. It's nice fade on it and everything, but I love the shirt. It's pretty cool. This is from the 80s. It's got the Hanes tag right there.
How much do you have that one listed for? It's not the Aussie tattoo shirt, which is super popular right now because that's a big all over print.
I mean, this one I'm gonna want to sell it for like $200, but it's just an awesome shirt. I love it. The thing is, guys, I paid up big time for him. So Dana, back off, biatch.
She wants to know what size is it, biatch.
I think the tag says large, but it's probably more closer to a medium. I'd have to look it up.
Oh, it's my turn.
Yeah, it's your turn now.
All right. I only have a couple more and then I'm going to be done. So another thing I picked up the other day when I was doing some garage sales with Britt on Friday. So I picked up these dead stock vintage flannel tweedy pajamas. So again, that's not something that 2 years ago would have been worth picking up at all. But right now, Looney Tunes, and especially, has been really popular for the past year and a half or so, vintage Looney Tunes. This is from the 90s. It's got the Looney Tunes tag. And actually, they're dead stock. Somebody bought them at Kmart back, I don't know when, but I paid $4 for them. I'll probably list these for like $50. They're big. They're a good size. So they still have the tag on them. So I think that's pretty cool.
Ridiculous.
I don't know who the hell wears these things, but you know what? Looney
Somebody
Tunes is
does.
still really popular, and I don't know what the whole Looney Tunes resurgence is,
What
but
size?
they're a pretty big size. I think they're like an extra large or a 2X. Let me double check here. 2X. They're women's. They're a 2X. And they're flannel, so they're like that.
I would feel too.
Flannel pajamas make me too hot. I can't wear them.
Yeah, I would feel too constrained in them.
What
else you got?
What else do I have? I have this. I paid up for a little bit. I paid $25, but this is a new with tags. Ralph Lauren, like overcoat, raincoat, trench coat, whatever, one of those. Extra large. It's men's. It does have the zip out liner, which is a nice plaid, like that black watch plaid zip out liner, which is wool. And it's new with tags. It looks like the Ralph Lauren Black Label, like we think Black Label is the highest end of Ralph Lauren. And it is a Black Label, but it's not that Black Label. Because it has the price tag on it here somewhere.
Yeah, it's like 200 something.
It was like $275. If it were a real Black Label, it would be like $2,700. So yeah, $200. So it's not the real high end. But this is a good item to go in my store for Christmas. Someone will buy this. I think I'll probably sell it for at least $125 for that one.
Exactly.
Let's see what else. What else I got? Oh, this is just another keep an eye out for. And this tag right here. Picked this up at a garage sale last weekend. I think I paid $2 for it. This is the vintage Banana Republic made in USA, or usually they're made in Hong Kong. This one is made in Hong Kong. These Banana Republic safari wear. When you find this tag, this has a stain, that's why there's a mark there. When you find this this tag, you always want to pick it up. So it sells for good money. That's when it actually Banana Republic was safari wear, and they had better made clothes, and they sell for a lot more. So this, if it didn't have the stain on it, I would probably get about $100 for it. But because it does have a mark on it and I couldn't get it out in the wash, I'll probably get like $65 for it or so.
Nice.
But this is a tag that I wanted you to keep an eye out for, whether it's on jackets or sweaters or whatever. That's the higher end, or the higher resale end, I should say, vintage Banana Republic tag. And let's see, what else do I have? What else you got? What else you got? I just wanted to show this because it made me laugh. This is a dead stock. I paid $4 for this. Look at this.
Nice.
An 80s Florida cut up neon shirt. I mean, I'll probably sell this for like $35 or $40. It's got like the fringe on the bottom, but it's got the elastic waist. I totally remember wearing things like this. So ridiculous. I thought that was fun. And then one other brand to keep an eye out for. I know I've mentioned it before. We have new people here all the time, so I'm going to mention it again. This brand, Sergio Tacchini. This brand still exists, but the vintage Sergio Tacchini stuff sells really well. This is a men's windbreaker. It's neon. It's definitely very 80s. I can't remember what I paid for it, but I think I might have gotten this at the bins last week. So if it was at the bins, it was less than $1. And I'll probably sell this for about $75 or $80. But just keep an eye out for this brand. Vintage sells better than current for sure. So vintage stuff. I think it's an Italian made brand. Yeah, made in Italy. That's it. That's all I got to show.
Very, very nice. All right. I'll go through quickly some of the other highlights of the, I won't show you every single one of them. But I got this Queensryche 1991 Building Empires t-shirt. I like the graphic on that. It's pretty cool.
That's my favorite Queensryche album.
All the other ones are 80s. I think this is the only 90s t-shirt. It's on that giant tag.
That is my favorite tour. If you look, I was at this show.
Oh, is everybody going to see your name in there?
No, but it's Providence, Rhode Island. I was at the show right here. Providence.
Yay!
Yeah, I was 16.
Nice.
I have a picture of me going to that concert with big hair, wearing a bra, and nothing else, pretty much.
More Queensryche. This is from the Rage Tour, 1986,
This is old
1987.
Queensryche. Like, look at this. So for my Queensryche fans that are in the chat, and I know there's a few of them in there, look at this. Look at this Jeff Tate Flock of Seagulls hair that he's got going on right there.
You know, I actually have the same T-shirt that I got from the Clothing Vault, except it was that one that had the crazy stains on it. You know, same graphic, same T-shirt. Only this one's in much better condition and it's just plain black. But it's really nice. This one I actually haven't listed yet, so I don't know what price I'll have on it. But it's in really nice condition, and it's actually like a little bit of a...
Next show, Vikki will bring the pic. Keep talking. I'll see if I can find it.
This
I have
is
it on my
actually a little
Facebook.
bit of a bigger size, like actually a large. The tag says XL, but it measures like a large, which is nice.
Back when I was young and hot.
Speaking of that flock of seagulls, this isn't from the tour. This is like that Rage Tour was from the Rage for Order album. And so here's the T-shirt that's just from the album. Look at that hair.
More Flock of Seagulls hair.
Yeah.
So crazy.
I love this one. This one isn't as common. You don't see this T-shirt. I wasn't able to find like a lot of this T-shirt, but it's just kind of a cool graphic on the front and back. It's kind of a basic medium size. I think the tag says large, but it's probably like no, this says medium. It's a medium size. It's actually like an accurate medium size. I got a couple of Night Ranger T-shirts right here. Night Ranger, not as popular, doesn't go for as high prices, but this is the Midnight Madness 1983, 1984 tour. Look at that nice flag on the back of it. What are you looking at?
I'm trying to find my picture.
Yeah.
I told you to keep talking so I could find it.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I have the Sweet Rush T-shirt. There's quite a few of these out there, but I still should be able to get a decent price for it. But this is one of my favorite, the ones I picked up, just because I like the graphic on it. I think it's just kind of a cool design. I think this was probably the album cover, Power Windows for Rush. This is the Power Windows 85-86 tour. This is also in pretty nice condition, but I would say probably based on the measurements, it's more like a small. The tag is totally faded, so I'll probably list this as a small. But just an awesome Rush T-shirt. And
I will show the picture real quick, Will. Okay. You really can't see my, it's so faded and blown out, but yeah, I'm blonde, so that was
getting closer. Getting closer.
I am.
Awesome.
That's my 80s look. That was going to that concert.
That's funny. All right, my other Van Halen right here. This is a good one. It's in pretty nice condition. It's nice and thin and soft. This is a 1986 5150 tour. I think I already have this one listed. All right, coming up though is my favorite of the Van Halen shirts I got. My favorite.
And Melting Madeline. I'm still young and hot. You're very sweet. I'm old and hot because I have hot flashes. But
shut your mouth. This is probably my favorite one. This is Van Halen. It's so worn and faded and soft and thin, and it's actually like a decent size, as you can see. But it's this cool graphic. This is from I don't even know how to pronounce it. Was it the OU
812?
Yeah, that one. OU 812. I'm like, what's with these names of these albums?
OU 812.
Because it's really super faded on the back. So a lot of the other shirts for this particular tour have a totally different graphic on the front. So this one is a little bit more unique, and I think it's pretty cool. And so it's all the guys in Van Halen, but like their skeleton versions, their skull versions. So I actually really love this T-shirt, and I priced this one up quite a bit because I think that I should be able to get a good price on this.
Jen, we totally would have been twinning. I saw some of the pictures you posted with you and your friend from back in that day, the 80s and the 90s. We would have looked like we totally could have hung out together the way we looked, for sure.
There's a Metallica Damage Inc. Tour, and this one's actually pretty cool. It's kind of short. It's like good. It's good underarm to underarm. The chest measurement's pretty good,
but it
is kind of short. This would be perfect for a woman to wear, because it is a little bit on the shorter side if you want to have like your belly showing and stuff like that. But it's nice and thin and faded, and it's just like a really nice shirt. So good Metallica shirt. And
Puss head.
Yep, it's Puss head. I have the Van Halen 1978 tour T-shirt, but this one doesn't go for a ton. I'll probably only be able to sell it for like 100, but it's old school 1978 tour T-shirt. I got Triumph. Who the heck is Triumph?
Triumph.
Haven't listed this one yet.
That's a really good graphic on that one. Triumph is a good band. They're definitely a 70s,
1986 tour.
70s or into the early 80s type of band. They never went further or kept going, I should say.
This is a sweet Judas Priest. This is more my style. I'm not a big hair band fan, but I like the heavier stuff like Judas Priest and those kinds of bands. But cool. Another muscle tee. Nothing on the back, but this is just a really cool one from the Screaming for Vengeance album. Super awesome. Super awesome. All these are listed. Well, I haven't listed all of them, but probably about half of them are listed on my eBay and all my other stores so far. I also have this Merciful Fate, where they like a heavy metal band, more of a heavy band.
I don't know that
this
band.
Is the one that's like got King Diamond.
Oh, it looks like it was one of those like power bands made
1984. I haven't looked this up yet.
Like a super band.
But if you look close, can you read what they are? There's King Diamond. Who else is there?
Well, I can see King Diamond right there.
For the rest of them.
Kim Ruz, Timmy Hannison, Michael Denner, and Hank Sherman. I have no idea who any of those people are other than King Diamond.
So anybody who has any info on this, I mean, of course, I'm going to Google it and look it up and all that stuff. But if you have any inside info or cool info for me, this is from 1984. It's another cool muscle tee. Very cool. Prog death metal, Dana says.
Could have been.
I think Dana's going to be real into this one. This one's pretty chopped up. It's totally chopped up, but check it out. Vinnie Vincent Invasion.
Yeah, that's one I told you needed to get. Yep. There's so little Vinnie Vincent merch out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's real hard to find. So that's a really good one.
Yep.
And look at the back.
Neck and sleeves are cut off. So it's kind of a bummer, but it's still a cool shirt and very, very cool graphics.
Yeah, you don't have that one listed yet, right?
No, I haven't listed it yet. Hopefully we'll get it listed today. But just a really cool shirt. And I'm almost done, guys. I just figured you'd want to see some of these cool things I got. And then of course I got some Bon Jovi. This one's like super short. Super short.
That's an early Bon Jovi though. Show the back of that Bon Jovi because Jen will appreciate that one.
Where'd it go? I lost it.
It's a Runaway one. It's Runaway Tour. That's how old and how good. This is like, that's an iconic Bon Jovi band photo, but you do not find these tours. This is like the old version of their logo that they changed. And then that's from 1984, the Runaway Tour. Like that, you don't find that. This, they had this band photo for quite a bit. And this was also the cover of one of their albums. So you saw this photo on a lot of stuff, but you didn't see the back there.
Yeah. Very cool. It's just super short. This is the other Kicks t-shirt I have. This one's nice because it's a little bit bigger and it's got that same Dirty Boys of the Underground kind of graphic on the back that has like a brick wall.
Yeah, see Jen? Oh my god, right? Yeah.
Oh my god. This is the other Striper t-shirt I have.
I love that one.
Tee. It's got some staining and stuff.
I may steal that one. I don't say that often, but I may steal that one.
Yeah, you're not stealing it unless you're paying for it. And it wouldn't fit either one of us, so you're not stealing it just to have it in a drawer somewhere. Anyway, there you go. Very cool. And I think that's everything.
That's a good Striper. Yeah, see, that's a good Striper shirt. Yeah. I agree.
So that is it. That's it. I did skip some. I have a Bruce Springsteen. I have a John Cougar Mellencamp t-shirt. There were a few other ones that I skipped because of time and stuff, but Bob Seger and stuff like that. But I got 35 altogether. And so I got to make some money, man. It cleaned me out with these slow sales. It cleaned me out of some of my capital.
They make me happy. So this batch of t-shirts you were talking about, I was far more invested in that.
Well, of course, because it's all your stuff. She was like, let's just talk about it forever.
It's true. G. Jassa wants to know, can we sell electronics on Poshmark? Not that I'm aware of. I don't believe they have a section for electronics on Poshmark. It's definitely, they do have a home section, of course. You can sell home decor, but I don't think there's a place for electronics. I don't know. Good luck.
Good luck.
I'm not sure. So, I mean, I would say probably not.
Yeah. So real quick, somebody was asking about the bins. Hold on. Somebody was asking about the new bins and what it's like. Somebody whoever it was, I can't remember her name, who said that she's
asked if it was
about the new bins. What's it like?
So I will say, here's the thing. Family Tube wants to know where we are relocated. We're located in Las Vegas, right outside Las Vegas. We're in Henderson. So the bins, and if you watch me, you know that we both said that we can't stand the bins here. But I went last week with our friend Corey, and or like a week and a half ago we went, and it was pretty good. So the line was too bad. We got there just as they were opening. We literally walked into the line and walked right in. So they were only letting in, I don't know, maybe 40 people. I've seen lots of places where they're only letting one person per bin because of COVID. That was not the case here. This was still a free for all, still everybody on top of you, still everybody all up in your shit. That was no different. There were not as many people there. They did say once they ran out of carts, they were not letting people in. So we had been there for about 2.5 hours, and they were starting to say that if you've been here for a while and you've got a full cart, we're going to ask you to go so we can let some people in. But there was not even a line when we left. When we left, there were maybe 3 or 4 people waiting in line, and that was 2.5 hours after they opened. So, you know, we went during the week. I would never go on a weekend, but we got there right when they opened. So we'll see. You know, I'm going to try and go again this week one day, and I'll let you know if it's as good this week as it was last time. So they've only been open for about 2 weeks. So,
yeah, I'm curious. So Sandy said it took her forever to find it. Yeah, isn't it like the address?
So the address, the GPS address is jacked. It's not correct.
Or it doesn't take you to the right place.
It doesn't take you to the right place. It takes you to a field.
Yeah. So hopefully it keeps being good, and it's not just like, oh, they stocked it up for the opening and then now it's going to be downhill from there. So hopefully,
well, I mean, it had some old stuff, of course. It was the bins. It's the bins. So it had crap too. But what I did notice is that there was plenty of stuff that did not have tags. You know, the shoes, you know, usually everything you get at the bins already has Goodwill tags on it because it's been here anyway. It's been floating around the floor for 4 or 8 weeks. It missed their 50% off day, and then it ends up in the bins. So here they had all kinds of stuff. So, you know, I got 2 pairs of Fry boots. I got a pair of, another pair of boots that I already sold, Fat Baby Ariat boots, you know, so, and that's paying bins prices where normally we'd never find anything of any notable name at the bins here in Vegas. So those would have sold a long time ago in the store. They never would have made it. So, you know, I was encouraged by that. I'm going to go again, and we'll see how it goes second time.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. It's already almost 4 o'clock our time. So I think we're going to go ahead and wrap things up. I am going to be getting up. It's not even the crack of dawn. I'm going to be getting up at 3 a.m. in the morning. Thank God we just moved the clocks back, so at least it'll feel like 4 instead of 3. I'm gonna try to go to bed early tonight, which may not happen with all the coffee we just drank. But I'm getting up at 3 in the morning, driving straight to Torgum in LA to be there by 8 a.m.
I am not.
Yeah, I'm going by myself. I'm going to be there at 8 a.m. and I'm going to spend the whole day there. I'm going to go to both warehouses. They have 2 of them, a big one and a little one. And I'm going to see what kind of trouble I can get myself into. I am going to be buying some stuff for her because she's forcing me to. But that's okay. So we're going to see how it goes. And yeah, that's about it. So we got some work to get done. I got to do my shipping in a little bit. I'm going to do my shipping tonight.
I got some stuffs to do. I got to sell.
Basically, I'm going to be listening to some podcasts and music at a very loud volume because this one over here is kind of a grandma and likes to have things at a very quiet volume, and you can't really rock out, okay, when you have it at a low volume. So I'm going to be rocking it. All right?
Go ahead. Rock it.
Go ahead.
Have a good week, everybody.
Thank you.
Get out there. Exercise your right to vote. If you haven't already, vote. I don't really care who you vote for.
Just do it.
Just vote.
Come on. All right,
we'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week.